Sakshurmilitan yena tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratu Se Namaha. Vanchakalpatarupyascha Kripa Sindhupya Evacha Patitanam Pavanepyo Vaiṣṇavepyo Namo Namaha. Good morning to everyone here and online. And we're reading from Sri Caitanya-caritāmṛta, Madhya-līlā, Volume 9. And we are at chapter 25. The author is Srila Kṛṣṇa Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai, and the purports by Om Vishnupad, Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. So we are then at 34 verse. Shruti Purana Kae Krishnera Sachi Filasa Tahanai Mani Pandita Kare Upahasha. Vedic literatures, the Upanishads, the Brahma Sutra, and the Puranas all describe the activities of the spiritual potency of the Lord. If one cannot accept the personal activities of the Lord, he jokes foolishly and gives an impersonal description. Purport. In the Vedic literatures, including the Puranas, there are full descriptions of the spiritual potency of Kṛṣṇa. All the pastimes of the Lord are eternal, blissful, and full of knowledge, just as the form of Kṛṣṇa himself is eternal, blissful, and full of knowledge. Sachi Vigraha. Unintelligent people with a poor fund of knowledge compare these temporary bodies to the spiritual body of Kṛṣṇa, and by such foolishness they try to understand Kṛṣṇa as one of them. Avakyanati mam muda manusim tanum asritam. Bhagavad Gita 9:11 points out that foolish people think of Kṛṣṇa as one of them, not understanding his spiritual potency. They simply decry the personal form of the Absolute Truth foolishly, thinking of themselves as jnanis, cognizant of the complete truth. They cannot understand that just as the material energy of the Lord has a variety of activities, the spiritual energy has variety also. They consider activities in devotional service the same as activities in material consciousness. Under such a wrong impression, they sometimes dare joke about the spiritual activities of the Lord and his devotional service. So that is very rampant now, that everybody thinks, I am God, you are God, we are all God, the tree is God, everything is God. And they think that when we explain that everything is a reflection of the spiritual world, everything we have here in creation, that's not for us. That's all as an offering for the Lord. And they think that are all stories. You believe just in stories. It is not a reality. That's what they think. Because they didn't have the grace of the spiritual master yet. That's set into motion by all of us when we meet the spiritual master. That is the grace of the Lord upon us.
Sorry, what text are you now?
Now, 35. Chit Ananda Krishna Vigraha Mayika Karimani Ei Bharat Papa Satya Caitanya-caritāmṛta. What is Papa?
Sin.
Yes. The Mayavadis do not recognize the personal form of the Lord as spiritual and full of bliss. This is a great sin. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's statements are actually factual. Nata param paramayat bhavatav svarupam ananda mantram avikalpam avidavacha pashyani vishvat shram ekam avishvam atman bhutendriyatmakam adasta upasrita smi. O Supreme One, the transcendental form I am now seeing is full of transcendental bliss. It is not contained. It is not contaminated by the eternal energy. We see the form of Mahaprabhu, that is a reality.
By the external energy.
What do you say?
External energy.
Yes. Well, it is a spiritual energy of the Lord to come in a deity form. He is alive. But we have to be very alive to see that. So what means being very alive in our devotional service? Like in comparison that we do everything automatic. You know, like sometimes it's a tendency that we, when we live in a temple, do things automatic, like on an automatic way of doing our service. What would be the remedy? What would be the good way of thinking to bring it dynamic again, to bring it alive again? What would be a good way to do that?
Well, to know that you're doing it, you're doing it for your spiritual master, and you're trying to please all the devotees. And well, a good way would be to always be thinking of Kṛṣṇa, and one good way of always thinking about Kṛṣṇa is to chant the Maharaj all the time.
Yes, that's very important. To also do your very best all the time, because what we are dealing with is so exceptional. I mean, when we go on to that automatic pilot, then we forget how exceptional it actually is to be in the temple, to do our service, to be connected with the Lord. That's the highest thing a person can be doing and achieve. Not so much that we thinking about achievement, but we come to the best end of what a human life can be. That's it. In the material world, there's no happiness. It's very reactionary. Kumar says, we go into the material world and we have some sense gratification, and we come back with a slap in our face. That is the material world. Or also, I was speaking with Maharaj about it. I learned in ISKCON that from one of these sannyasis, he said, maybe spiritual life is not so easy, right? It's, we have to do austerities, we have to get up early in the morning, and so many other things, thinking about, understanding. But he says, so spiritual life not so easy, but material life is impossible. Maya kicks you from one corner into the other corner, to the other corner, and you think, what is going on? You don't understand it. And maybe sometimes some equilibrium, and that is also with the devotees. We always want to grow. We always want to make advancement. And how is that? That we really all the time, when we open our eyes in the morning, how grateful we are for where we are, what we are doing. There's just not anything better to do. And that we have, that by that grace of the Lord, that we may do it. So it is the best, what the golden golden gift from the golden Lord to always remind us that. And the other thing is chanting the holy name. Without chanting the holy name, we don't get it. So to do always our very, very best, our utmost best, and chanting the holy name with attention and with attention, focus. That will help us to open up our soul so that we can understand more what is Krishna consciousness, that we can realize more and more, and that is in a growing process. It is not stagnant. It is, we have to, if we don't go forward, then we go backward. There is no standing still. You understand what I'm saying? There's not that you have reached a certain and you can stay there. That is not there. You always have to grow or you go backwards. Oh yeah, I didn't finish that. O Supreme One, this transcendental form I am now seeing is full of transcendental bliss. It is not contaminated by the external energy. It is full of effulgence. My Lord, there is no better understanding of you than this. You are the Supreme Soul and the Creator of this material world. But you are not connected with the material world. You are completely different from created form and variety. I sincerely take shelter of that form of yours, which I am now seeing. This form is the original source of all living beings and their senses. Purport. This quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 3.9.3. This verse was spoken by Lord Brahma, who perfectly realized the Supreme Personality of Godhead after meditating upon the Lord within the water of the Cappadocia Ocean. Brahma realized that the form of the Lord is completely spiritual. This is certainly a better understanding of the absolute truth than impersonal understanding. Dristam srutam buddha bhavat bhavishvayat stasnus charisnur mahat alpakam va vinachutat vastutaram na vachuyam sa eva sarvam paramatma bhuta. Translation. Text 37. Lord Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the cause of all causes. He is past, present, and future, and he is the movable and immovable. He is the greatest and the smallest, and he is visible and directly experienced. He is celebrated in Vedic literature. Everything is Krishna, and without him there is no existence. He is the root of all understanding, and he is that which is understood by all words. Tattva idam bhuvana mangala mangalaya janasmano darasitam ta upashakanam tasmai namo bhagavate nuvidena tubhyam yo nadro naraka bhagir asat pasangai. O most auspicious one, for our benefit, you are worshipped by us. You manifest your transcendental form, which you show to us in our meditation. We offer our respectful obeisances unto you, the Supreme Person, and we worship you whom impersonalists do not accept due to their poor fund of knowledge. Thus they are liable to descend into a hellish condition. One more verse and then I read from Divine Guidance. Avakyananti mam muda manusim tanum ashritam param bhavam akyananto mama buddha maheshvaram. Fools disrespect me because I appear like a human being. They do not know my supreme position as the cause of all causes, the creator of material energy. Okay, I stop here for today and we read on tomorrow. Jai Sri Caitanya-caritāmṛta Madhya-līlā chapter 25. The residents of Vārāṇasī become Vaiṣṇavas. So Mahaprabhu is speaking with the impersonalists, who don't want to. What is actually also one aspect of the impersonalists? They don't want to bow down. They don't understand that by the great divine masters and by the scriptures, we understand we have come here because we want to enjoy, have sense gratification without the Lord. They don't understand that. They think this is all one, it's all wonderful, it's all spiritual, I'm God. They cannot bow down like saying, my Lord, I'm fallen. The devotees will always remember, I'm very fallen. I come from a place that I have betrayed the Lord. I have betrayed the Lord. So, to understand that, we are fallen and we are low, and so we bow down to the Lord for His mercy. Without His mercy, we cannot do anything. So we always need His mercy, every day, all the time. We live on that mercy, on nothing else. And so the Mayavadis it is unfortunate that they cannot bow down. They think they are so great, and then vanity is spoiling everything. The pride. I'm so good. Everything what I have, my knowledge, my beauty, it's me who have created that. That's wrong. That is ignorance. But yet they don't know it. Eventually, everyone will come back to the Lord. Jai Sri Caitanya-caritāmṛta Caitanya-caritāmṛta ki Jai. Jai Srila Kṛṣṇa Das Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. Then we're reading from Divine Guidance by His Divine Grace Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev-Goswami Maharaj. And it is Chapter 2, on the way to Sri Puridam.
Oh no, we read that one.
Yeah?
We were on the way to Vrindavan.
On the way to?
Vrindavan.
On the way to Vrindavan.
Was not the market there?
On the way to, no, it was not there. On the way to Sri Vrindavan, chapter 3. At the beginning? Okay. It's all transcendental words from the lotus mouth of Gurudev. So every time it gives a new impression to us. When Mahaprabhu would hear the name of Vrindavan, he would become ecstatic in bhava, in prema, and would lose his senses in divine love. While describing his travels in Vrindavan, Srila Kṛṣṇa Das Kaviraj Goswami said, I cannot even express his mood. When Mahaprabhu was in Puridam, during the time of Lord Jagannath's Ratha Yatra, Swarup Damodar would sing and the Lord would dance in ecstasy. Mahaprabhu himself would not sing so much, but Swarup Damodar would sing and he would dance. In one way, Vrindavan is a very difficult place, whether going, leaving, moving around or living there. Everyone must be very careful. When Jagadananda Prabhu wanted to go to Vrindavan, Mahaprabhu gave him 4 instructions. Sigra, Asya, Tahanna, Rahiha Chirakala, Govardhani na Chadiha, Dekite Kupala. If you want to go to Vrindavan, you can go, but don't stay too long. Don't climb upon Govardhan hill, even to see the Gopala deity there, and always stay with Rupa and Sanatan. Take their guidance and don't leave their association. These were 3 of his directives, and the 4th was, don't imitate the Brajavasis. Jagadananda Prabhu was Mahaprabhu's good friend and is considered an incarnation of Satyabhama. Who is Satyabhama?
One of Krishna's wives.
One of the queens in Dwarka. Yeah, Satyabhama. She's always a little bit like feisty and likes to be a little bit playing like with Krishna. He likes that. Bit like, I don't agree with you, like having that spiritual, very nice controversies in each other's spiritual relationship. Krishna likes that. Also, Srimati Radharani is not agreeing always with Krishna. Always he likes that. Jagadananda Prabhu knew everything about the rules and regulations for living in the holy Dham, but Mahaprabhu showed himself as thinking he was not so qualified. He therefore gave some instructions. Jagadananda wants to go to Vrindavan alone, but I do not feel that that is good. In this way he checked him many times. Lastly, Jagadananda was very sad to see Mahaprabhu's renounced mood. He could not tolerate it, so he did not want to always stay with Mahaprabhu. Instead, he wanted to go to Vrindavan. At that time, Mahaprabhu gave these 4 directions to him and gave him permission to go. You can go, but do not stay for long, because everywhere there is some work of illusion, Maya. Maya covers everything in this mundane world. It may be Vrindavan, Navadvip, or Puri, but everywhere there is some covering. And if you stay too long in such places, you may be attracted by Maya's work, and so make some offenses to the Dham. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says in his book, Sri Navadam Bhavataranga, Yadanaya Bhumi Yala Dravya Yata Ara. What we see in Navadvip Dham, that is all Yada, mundane. But actually, inside of that mundane form, when Maya will mercifully remove the cover, we will see the real form of the Dham. That's also with us. When we see everything with our senses, it's normal because we have this body, we have, and we live in the illusionary world. So when we see everything with the senses, that is not the reality. Under that, there is the nature of spirituality. Same as before, as for example, when there is some negativity in us, or when we see some negativity. Actually, that is only a cover, that is a foreign thing. Under then, there is something else going. That cover has to go, and the real nature has to come out. Do you know? Do I make myself understandable, Devananda? Yeah. So that we always realize I am soul. I'm connected with the Lord. What I'm seeing now or what I'm speaking now, it's not, if it's not about Kṛṣṇa, or if it's not about our service or our spiritual life, we do that, I do that all the time, but to pull yourself back, what am I doing now? If I'm carrying on with my conversation, I have that experience in Spain where I was. And they were all good people, you know, they all were helpful, very, very helpful, very good people. But I thought, my goodness, what are they talking about? They're talking the whole day. And then when they have a little bit quiet time, they start to call their friends, and then they tell that to them friends. The same they say to so many people on the phone. I was so surprised. I thought, why are they talking so much? What are they talking about? It doesn't make sense. It is so... But they were good people, and they were helpful, and they were doing so much. And I thought, oh, if they just could understand karma yoga, just do all the work for God. There was one person, he was so good for my brother. I called him an angel, because really, it was a person in the material world that you meet, but he did everything so good, and you didn't even have to ask him to do it. He could see already what was needed. Also with my brother, he came there just by, he saw some empty wheels of the car without air, and then he was just knocking on the door and saying, can I help? Is there something? And then he saw my brother, who was, you know, at the end of his life, 6 months to live. But this person was a real angel. And I know my brother had very good karma. He did, you know, he lived a life of how do you say, like bon vivant, like a life of the senses. But he had good karma in many ways, like good, helpful people came in his life. And this person, I call him an angel. He did everything so good without asking, and he did it already. And so nice, so kind. And I thought, wow, this person, if he could have that connection with Kṛṣṇa, beautiful. Of course, I told him, but, you know, we are very fortunate that we somehow, have some base. We know this. Everybody in the temple knows this is a very good life. This is the best, and better it doesn't get. Okay, any additions? Any?
Want to sing?
May sing?
Yes.
Yeah. Hare Nama Kṛṣṇa Yadavaya Namaha.
Hare Nama Kṛṣṇa Yadavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Gopala Govinda Ram Madhusudana.
Gopala Govinda Ram Madhusudana.
Shri Guru Govinda, Vārāṇasī Harijo Ki Jai, Jai Shri Guru Govinda, Gandharva Govinda Sundar Ki Jai, Jayam Vishnupad Paramamsa Paravarsika Chaya, Jai SCSMath Shri Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev-Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai, Jayam Vishnupad Paramamsa Paravarsika Chaya, Jai SCSMath Shri Bhakti Shri Dev-Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai, Jayam Vishnupad Paramamsa Paravarsika Chaya, Jai SCSMath Shri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki Jai, Jai Shri Kṛṣṇa Babiji Maharaj Ki Jai, Jai Vishnupad Shri Sachi Shri Bhakti Thakur Ki Jai, Jai Vishnupad Shri Jagannath Babiji Maharaj Ki Jai, Jai Shri Rupanuka Guruvaka Ki Jai, Shri A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai, Namaskar Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaiṣṇavas Ki Jai, Shri Baladevi Jabhusana Ki Jai, Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Prabhu Ki Jai, Shri Nautam Shamananda Srinivasa Acharya Prabhu Ki Jai, Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur Ki Jai, Shri Kṛṣṇa Kaviraj Ki Jai, Jai Shri Rupa Sanatan Pata Vārāṇasī, Shri Jivaka Pada Pata Dasa Vārāṇasī, Govinda Vrindavan Ki Jai, Sarvaswada Shri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai, Sarvaswada Shri Mahaprabhu Ki Jai, Jai Shri Radha-Kṛṣṇa Gopi Gopi Ashram Kṛṇa Kunkevi Govardhan Ki Jai, Shri Lakshmi Viraha Devi Ki Jai, Shri Bhakti Vrindavan Ashaya Sinasinghe Dev Ki Jai, Bhakti Vibhaya Palad Maharaj Ki Jai, Tursi Maharani Ki Jai, Tursi Parukame Ki Jai, Ganga Janamarchi Ki Jai, Grantavarchi Bhagavatam Caitanya-caritāmṛta Ki Jai, Vāiṣṇavas Sabha Ki Jai, Kṛṣṇa Caitanya-caritāmṛta Ki Jai, SCSMath Ki Jai, Shri Caitanya-caritāmṛta Ki Jai, SCSMath Ki Jai, Shri Dham Ki Jai, Shri Nandapamit Ki Jai, Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai, Baladev Subhajaya Chakravarti Ki Jai, Shri Govinda Kunti Ki Jai, Shri Srila Ganga Diraja Ki Jai, Samaveta Vaiṣṇavas Ki Jai, Samaveta Bhakti Vrinda Ki Jai, Jai Nam Sankirtan Ki Jai, all the devotees all over the world Ki Jai, Jai Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai, all the assembled devotees Ki Jai.